Are we good to go? And you can take your masks off. Okay, hello everybody, and day 5. So welcome to Friday. For those of you who've not met me before, my name is Helena Good. I'm part of the Daydream Believers program, and today's quite an emotional day for anyone involved in the Daydream Believers program, because for the first time we have actually met in person some of the amazing students who've been working on this new qualification in creative thinking. And we're incredibly excited and hugely privileged that they've joined us here at the Youth Hub at Strath Union as part of the COP26 celebrations, because I think that is the key word. When you hear from these young people, you can't but help feel incredibly optimistic about our future. They are the vision, they have the vision, and they are the change makers. But as everyone who works in education knows, it takes a teacher. It takes an amazing teacher with a vision, with an energy to take on something new, particularly at this time operating under a pandemic. And that's what Iona May is. She is the teacher at St Andrew's School in Glasgow. She was a teacher that said yes when she really had very little idea what she was saying yes to. And her students today are going to talk to you about some of the work they've been doing, about what the phrase "get on with it" means. It's a phrase that's very much at the heart of everything that we've been doing. I do think you kind of need a good, strong Scottish accent to say it. It's a phrase, get on with it, that is just tired of talking. And very much that's what the creative thinking qualification is about. We're a group of people who just got tired of talking about what needed to happen. We've resourced it. We've shown that amazing things can happen. And we're really, really excited about the possibilities of what might come from this. So, ladies and gentlemen, amazing people, day 5, let's give it up for St Andrew's School in Glasgow.
Hello, I'm Iona May. I'm the teacher that Helena mentioned. So I am a technical teacher, and it was about 2 years ago. I went to a CPD event. It was through in Edinburgh, and it was all about Daydream Believers and how you use those resources. And from the first time I went, it was like sounded amazing. And each time there was throughout COVID and all the restrictions, there was online events, and started talking about how it was going to become a qualification. And I spoke to my boss about introducing this as a subject, because it seemed like nothing that they've really experienced before being in as a technical teacher. I teach design and graphics and practical wood and metalwork, and even within design they were always kind of restricted, and this course was kind of put over as it was to let people show their creativity with no restrictions, and it was allowing them to really use their imagination and use their strengths and use the skills and the creative skills that they had to create all these amazing projects. So I have here with me today Abby, Brenna, Tyrone, Ethan and Patricia. We're going to talk about a mixture of their Get On With It challenge that they've done and the circular brands that they've been working on the last couple of months. We've came up with some amazing stuff, and I hope you really enjoy it. It's been such a good way, especially with COP26. It's been such a good way for them to kind of get a dialogue going about the environment, and you can see that they feel really passionately about it, and how they've approached it it's been really lovely to watch. So first of all, we've got Abby and Brenna. They worked in a group. This is their Got On With It story. So I'll pass it over to you, girls.
Okay, so our initial idea was to come up with something that will get leaders to listen to us. So our idea was to catfish the leaders into a meeting where they were forced to listen to us and they didn't have a choice. Then they would need to listen and resolve the issue. The main issue being the effects on climate by litter and waste.
The catfish, each catfish will create a fake account of their chosen person. Using the support of the public, they would create a big platforms to avoid suspicion.
So our catfishes. So we decided to take actual celebrities and put them and take our own take on them. So we changed their names a little bit. So we've got David Attenborough, which was Jennifer. So she went undercover as David Attenborough, and she dressed up with the wig, the wrinkles, the suit and everything.
Next, we had Angelina Jolie as Abby. And Abby, what she had to do to dress up, put red lipstick, a smoky eyeshadow, curly hair, big earrings, that's what I say, and Angelina Jolie has tattoos.
So then we had Keely, who was Leonardo DiCaprio's son, and she had to kind of pin her hair back to look as if she had a comb over, facial hair, bow tie, kind of make herself look fancy.
I was Julia Roberts, and for me to change, I was meant to have curly hair, but forgot to colour it that day. Dark makeup with a smoky eye, and she has quite natural face makeup.
So to capture the idea of what we were going for was each catfish was to set up a meeting with their chosen leader to discuss the world's global climate situation. This would allow each catfish to present their ideas to change the issue as the leader is forced to listen to us.
Our goal, our catfishes have a goal. They want to ensure that the earth will be a good place to live in the next 1,000 years. Our goal is to find more sustainable ways of living. And that's it.
Yeah, and then kind of just the overview of it was our celeb catfishes would put the leaders in a compromising position to gain power over them and make them listen to the hard facts. This is, yeah.
So I think that was quite impressive considering two of the 4 of our catfishes were actually in Glasgow this week for COP26, so could have blended in nicely there. So girls, what gave you this idea? Why was it you thought catfishes was a good way of getting the message across?
Because if you're trying to talk to world leaders, they're most likely not going to listen to 17, sometimes like 16-year-olds just for a school in Glasgow. So if you catfish to be these big celebrities, then you've got a bigger chance of getting heard.
Good. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, thank you. Well done. Right, who would like to talk about their band first? Yeah. 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 Ethan's got it, I think. So this was Brenna's brand. Luckily, we've not got everybody's stuff to show you, but Brenna's was one of the ones that was printed. Their circular brand, that was the first task they had to do, and you could see that they were quite hesitant to start with, and it was almost like, what could we get away with, or do we need to all stick to this individually? We're all going to do the same similar ideas, but a wee change, and we'll call that creativity. But then they realised, no, we can all approach this in different ways. Maybe focus on what we want our brand to be first of all. And what we want it to represent, and then they focused on the logo, and it was only at the very end that they actually put these ideas onto t-shirts, and it was only once they were very happy and they had a real idea of what the brand was about. So I'll let you explain yours.
When coming up with our circular fashion brands, the first thing we had to do was research other circular fashion brands. So the ones I chose was 07 Days, ASOS, H&M and Mud Jeans, because they were the 4 that stood out to me, because ASOS has their own range and they're trying to become more circular fashion, while the others are pretty much completely circular fashion. So I took out ideas for them. Then I looked at their logos and how their logos could influence me to pick one. The first thing I did was have to come up with the name, the logo, the mission statement and the values for my brand. So when coming up with the name, I wanted it to be unique to me, and obviously my name is Brenna. So I thought what that meant, and Brenna means raven hair beauty. So I liked raven in it. So I decided to take that out. So after I picked the name, I decided to come up with a logo for it. So to keep it linked with the name, I kept the raven, but I also wanted it to show that it stands for eco-friendly and circular. So I decided to put a plant in front of the bird at first. Then I wasn't happy with how the raven looked at first, so I researched different ways of flies, different angles and images. I ended up liking this one because I don't know, it's just all faced the one way. And then I thought if I put the two of them together, and the plant and the leaf, the plant leaves and the wings, I ended up getting this as my final design, which is to just a bit of both put together. Then after that, I came up with my values. So I just listed the stuff that I wanted people to know about the brand. So that it's eco-friendly, it's diverse, just listed them all down. And I think that's pretty much it that I did. Yeah. After that, we designed the t-shirts. Yeah. We done this on Tmall, and I put the logo on the front, and then I kept ravens at the back. I just tried to make it simple so everybody could get away with wearing that, and it wasn't anything too loud at all. So yeah, that was it.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay. What about yourself, Abby? You had something. It's a shame we don't have, because
Yeah, I
but
don't
you
have
just
any
need to be
myself,
very
yeah.
descriptive.
So it's going to be quite difficult to explain mine because I don't actually have anything. But to begin with, yeah, we researched circular fashion brands, and I kind of took inspo from them and put it into my brand. So my brand's Dave, which has quite a personal meaning. That's kind of what I've been called all my life, even though my name's Abby. I get called that. So I kind of took that and decided I can't just have it have a personal meaning. It needs to stand for something. So it stands for diverse, affordable, versatile, and eco-friendly. So those come with my values as well. And then we have our mission statements, which I can't remember off the top of my head, but I've got one.
It encompassed your values, didn't
Yeah,
it?
it has my values in it.
Yeah.
So then with my brand, I wanted quite a simple logo. So I kind of just stacked the letters on top of each other. So DA and then VE underneath. But that was a bit too plain. So I added a kind of semicircle around it, which ended up still being a little bit too plain. So I ended up putting a wee background on it, which looked a wee bit like an almond. So I kind of stuck with that, put a little cartoon almond behind it with a wee face and some legs.
You had a wee mascot, didn't you?
Yeah, it's like a little mascot, like how Nike has a wee kind of tick. That would be something that would stand out for my brand, as is like the tick does for Nike. And I wanted my designs to be quite funky, unlike basic things. So my t-shirts are quite unique. So on the back of one of them, it's a big wave with the wee almond on a surfboard. And then I kind of went for more basic on the front with just the little almond on the front of the t-shirts. And then one of the other ones is just really big mascot on a funky background. Because I wanted them to be known. I wanted it to be known that that was the brand.
Super. Thank you, girls. So yeah, you can see there's been so much thought put into it, and it maybe seems, but everybody in the class, they've all come up with these brilliant ideas. It's just we've just had to pick some of them, obviously, because we can't speak about them all. And I'm so proud of them because they've been brilliant, and it's been such a dream as a teacher. I know it seems like it's just kind of cliche, but going in with all these amazing resources and not having to think about them, it's only been made brilliant to be able to teach, because you've got such a good bunch of kids in front of you that are taken to it and seem to be really enjoying it and responding well to it. So we've actually just moved on to our second brand, and you can see it, our second project, sorry. So you can see the difference, that they're a lot more confident in beginning this one, and it's just, right, here's a task for you to do, and it's like, right, okay, and go ahead, and they just make it their own. So it's been great to see. So now we're going to hear from Tyrone. Is that the second one? Oh, it is. Sorry, I forgot it's me. Okay.
Okay, hello, my name's Tyrone, and I'm going to show you a presentation about my brand. So it starts off, we have one planet, as you know, It's home to some breathtaking sights, as you can see. However, with the current path we are on, our forests will become tainted with plastic and horrible stuff. In order to prevent it, I have created a brand. To come up with a name, I used a combination of palm trees and bamboo to create Pambu. Pambu's main goal: my brand strives to make t-shirts out of palm tree fibers and bamboo fibers in order to make use of the more natural materials instead of using the synthetic ones that are mostly used today. What inspired my brand? Overall, the aim to just make the circular brand better and get away from the synthetic materials, like I said. This is my Tip Toppity Fabulous logo. As you can see, for the design, I used a mixture and I tried to incorporate palm trees and bamboo to create a kind of nature looking logo. And the colors that I've used as well, being green, yellow, brown, kind of represent the more environmentally friendly look. This is my fabulous apparel. I kind of just played about with the logo, moved it in different places on the Timo website. I even created a, on the tote bag, as you can see, I was going for the top of the palm tree. And yeah, that's it. Pambu's mission statement: humanity has one planet. We have one goal: to protect it. Our future is in our control. This is Pambu's story and how I came up with it. So at first, Tyrone, the creator, looked through as the pretense of another one of my projects. However, once I got word that this was going to be turned into a physical t-shirt and something that I would actually see, not just another one of the things that I do, I looked into it in more detail. So for like a brief overview of how I turn bamboo fibers, you take it and you cut the bamboo, you crush the bamboo, boil the bamboo, and then dry the bamboo. And for the palm trees, you take it and you have to soak it in a calculated amount of chemicals. And then you have to get the right ratio of chemicals to fibers, and then you need to put it on a high temperature to dry. As the creator of bamboo, I aim to carry this out to the most of my ability. Thanks for listening.
Excellent work, Tyrone. I really loved his because it was quite unusual and he really thought about, it wasn't just in the name, it was about how it would actually be created, and it was making sure that it had that kind of sustainability circular brand throughout, and he's really looked into the process of making it a sustainable brand. So excellent, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want to pass along to Ethan, please? So Ethan, unfortunately, we couldn't get it in time, the project, so he's just going to have to explain it for you. But again, it's another take on a circular brand.
Hi guys. So how are we doing? Enjoying COP26? That's great to hear. So sadly, I'm in the same boat as Abby. We couldn't get my PowerPoint in time, but my brand is called Brown. I came up with the idea of brown from researching like fast fashion and its effects on the environment for the landfills. You just see constant brown, just scattered clothes everywhere. So I thought it was kind of smart and intriguing to create a brand called Brown to fight brown with brown. My mission statement is to create a more eco-friendly tomorrow and a more circular tomorrow. I'd show you my designs, but no PowerPoint. So you're gonna have to bear with me. I think they're pretty good. You think they're good?
Yes,
I think she's pretty good as well. Thanks. But yeah, it takes a lot of courage to come up here and do this. Heart's been quite fast.
So just explain your logo. What was your logo? It was
My logo was just the letter brown, but it was replaced with a flower.
yeah, and then you had different ideas, didn't you?
Different ideas, just
you
different
had-
colours of it. Had a black t-shirt with a brown flower, and had a white t-shirt with a pink flower.
And then you had the flowers all at the back as well.
Yeah,
didn't
the
you?
flowers
So
at the back.
it's a very modern brand, but it's just you remember you're saying about brown was it's making it a positive colour again and about natural.
Yeah.
Is that you then?
Ugh.
Anything more you want to say? Yeah. Thank you, Ethan. I know that was you put on the spot there without being able to fully describe it. So, and last but not least, we have Patricia, who we've luckily managed to get her PowerPoint, and she'll briefly talk about it. Yeah, absolutely fine.
So my brand is Topage, a renewable circular brand, and I came up with a logo and a name by using a recyclable sign. And I thought, well, seeing as top was put into the name, I should put a t-shirt into it. And then I thought maybe the logo's a bit too big, so then I shrunk it down. To come up with a name, I had merged the word salvage and top. And
Okay.
So when I put my mood board together, I thought, well, I want to save the environment. So I got photos of the environment. And then when I thought of the environment, I thought the earth. And then I thought, well, the earth is dying. So what would a symbol for death be? And I thought skulls. So then I put those two together to create my final design. My mission statement is to create sustainable clothing and spread awareness of fabric waste. And the company values are longevity, environment, quality, attention to detail, sustainability, and integrity. And the brand story pretty much is we had to create a brand for COP26 using a platform Tmail. And using different idea generations, it was then created. And some of the clothing items are tote bags, jumpers, and crop tops. And the goal of it is to spread awareness of the damage the fashion industry is causing. And the final designs are up there.
Yeah, it's quite modern, but the way you've used it's kind of the earth, and it's a really good visual impact of showing what's going to happen if we don't change it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So is that it? Is that you?
Yeah, that's it.
So I think you can see that it's just been the stuff they've come up with is amazing, and you can see how each of them have kind of approached it differently. And yeah, as I said, like it's been amazing to watch them and their confidence build, and the fact, like, we'll be honest, we didn't realize how big it would be today with presenting, and it was literally 10 minutes. Like it was like, right, do you want to go speak about it? And it's like, yeah. So it's great, but it kind of shows how well they've worked, and it's been great. So thank you so much for listening, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your day.
Helen has told me to come up and say some stuff. First off, where can I get a brown t-shirt? Really want one now. And honestly, that was amazing. And I know I could see that some of you were really, really nervous. I still get nervous when I go and speak to clients and I give presentations and that kind of stuff. And sometimes we do have to pull the presentation together with like 2 minutes to go. So that's quite normal. I just wanted to say first off that I was actually blown away by all the stuff you presented today, actually. I mean, the catfish idea, I could present that to a client. Honestly, I could see that working in the real world. I can see so many aspects to that idea as that campaign just being like a Netflix series. I could see it everywhere. It's absolute genius. So I just want to say amazingly well done on that. All the logo work was absolutely brilliant. I love the bamboo. Honestly, you got a great presentation start. Absolutely amazing. Everything was just stunning. So good work to all of them. Oh, I better introduce myself actually. I'm Chris, I'm head of creative at Whitespace. I'm involved heavily with Helena and part of the Daydream Believers crew. I was there from the inception. It's amazing to see everyone embracing it so much. I think what's really interesting about it is that once you get used to that way of thinking, it's actually really easy. It's not rocket science to be creative and to research something, to come up with ideas, to get together, to ideate, to come up with solutions and to present. Ultimately it's about selling your ideas, which is what you did today, and you did it brilliantly. I just want to say thanks to all the partners, Daydream Believers, T-Mill, working together to create all the t-shirts and stuff. Everyone else that's on this pillar below me. Just wanted to say to, what was it? Ellen MacArthur, yep. Whitespace, yay! Dentsu, yay! They're here, awesome. All of that. Yeah, I just wanted to know if anybody had any questions for these amazing people. Do you want to ask a question? You sure? Shall I ask one first? I had one question actually. How did you find it compared to other lessons, or did you enjoy it? What was the thing you enjoyed the most about it?
Creating the t-shirts.
How creative you can be with it.
Yeah, just like Abby says, it's not like I take design as well, and you can be as creative as you want with it, but like there is like a limit. But with like this subject, you can go as far as you want, and it's completely unique to you. Like there's not anybody in its class that's got the same idea or the same close to you, so it's really unique to each person.
Yeah.
I think the act of realism, the fact that we're actually getting a physical t-shirt printed off of our designs, it just adds another aspect where I give more effort into my design.
I think I said mine already.
Brilliant, thank you. I think you've all got a career, you'd all be really good presenters and amazing. Brilliant. Okay, for it.
Has doing this changed any of your thoughts around shopping and fast fashion?
Definitely. I think it's led me to be more aware of where I get my clothes from and how the damage that brand causes to the environment.
Yeah, what he said.
Like whenever you're buying your clothing, in my opinion, I wouldn't really be wary of where I'm getting it from, but more what I'm doing after I'm done with it. Like, would I be donating or putting it back to society rather than just spinning it?
There's another question. Go on, Scott.
So lots of brands are being accused of pretending to environmentally they're not really. How can you tell a brand is actually being
That's a good question. I feel like anytime a brand comes out and like starts acting like we're for the people, for the environment, there's always a bit of hesitation because it's just a corporate entity. You can't really trust it, but I feel like there's certain ones. Levi's doing a really good promotion right now. Where they're trying to like make sure you just keep like a good set of jeans or something like that. Well, that's the only one that came to mind, but I feel like I trust Levi's in that one.
When I was researching about other circular brands, I found H&M, and I feel like if you look into the companies, you can find a lot about them. H&M actually take recycled clothes and they'll take it straight back down. If the clothes is in good condition and that, they actually strip it right back down to the thread and they can reuse that. So they do like recycle their items that they have. So I think that's different ways that you can trust them if you read into them.
Any questions? There's a question down here. Go for it.
Good morning, everybody. It's not really a question. I just want to say it's more of a comment to say thank you. I was extremely impressed by all of your presentation. I'm from the Caribbean, Antigua, Barbuda, and I'm actually here for the climate change COP. So I'm a negotiator as well as a climate activist. And I'm almost 30 and I've never been this much involved in climate change at their age. And when I see the amount that is actually in the curriculum and how creative they have been in, I'm just sitting here feeling so inspired by what you have done and the creativity of it all. You know, I just want to say, continue being that person, being a change agent within your community, your school, you know, and it's not just what you wear that also makes a change, but the people that are wearing these clothes like you are the ones that are changing, you know, our lives, the community, the environment. So keep up the good work.
Wow. You heard it. Super VIP in the room. Excellent. Thank you.
I'm hoping that when we go back home, we can create the environment for these children in our countries because it's their future. We are getting off the scenes. I work with local community groups and they have solutions for climate change, but their voices are not in decision making. So that's why I'm here at COP, trying to build international connections so that our issues at the local level can be amplified. Your taxpayers' dollars are what comes to our country. It goes to the GCF, to the JEF. But sometimes when it comes to our countries, it's not being used to preserve people and nature. It goes into all kind of schemes. And you have to start playing a role in asking the questions. Where are our funds going? How are they being used? These governance questions have not been asked, which is why things are not happening. You know, in my country, you know, I have to keep pushing with the groups, asking the questions, and then it turns into another aspect like it's politics. But I'm concerned about the environment. My country says they have to diversify since the pandemic because tourism has slumped. And now we are going into special economic zones. What are these special economic zones when our wetlands, our mangrove areas are being given out to investors? What is that? That's what protects us. These mangroves are what stops the hurricane and the storms from coming inland, yet they're being given out. So I'm very, very concerned. This is my issue. We need as small island states to have our natural ecosystems continue to protect us. And when I see them going out for investment, I bother. And the CSO groups in Antigua have asked me to bring this message to the COP. So whoever I meet, wherever I go, these are the questions I ask. Governance, check to see where your investments are going and what it is being used for. It's been wonderful to be with you. I don't know you, but a lot of the British people come to the islands for vacation, British Airways, Virgin, 3-4 times a week. They're bringing the visitors to the country. But my country only 3% owns 80% of the wealth. So there's this big gap. And you know, we have to work together to ensure that climate justice is done. So it's great to be here with you today. And thanks for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you.
Philip, who is an online student, has us in his apartment, and he brought us here today.
Thank you very much. I think that's a wrap. Wise words, very powerful. Thank you all.